Trevor Lawrence has been the #1 quarterback prospect in his class since early in his high school career, and he retained that #1 spot throughout his 3 years in college as well. He was taken #1 overall in this year's NFL draft, so the question is, will he live up to the hype? In today's video, we'll talk about Trevor Lawrence and whether or not he can become the best quarterback in the NFL one day. Let's get right into it. If you have not already, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm uploading videos every single week and the support goes a long way. But anyways, getting right into things, when Trevor Lawrence popped onto the football scene in high school, he was immediately crowned the #1 prospect in his class. And like I mentioned before, he managed to retain that #1 spot throughout high school and throughout college, and he was one of the most dominant players in college football. In his 3 years at Clemson, Trevor Lawrence won a staggering 34 games and lost only 2, which is absolutely ridiculous to lose less games than years you played in college. He played 3 years at Clemson and only lost 2 games in 3 years. Absolutely crazy. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, one of the most dominant college football players of all time, and obviously Clemson had a very good team that helped Trevor Lawrence out, but Trevor Lawrence was the leader of that Clemson team, and if they had not had him at quarterback, if they would have had somebody else, I'm not so sure that they would have gone 34-2. I'm not so sure that they would have won a national championship without Trevor Lawrence, even though, like I said, their team was very good. Trevor Lawrence was the heart and soul of this dominant Clemson Tigers team. Now, to go along with having an almost perfect college football resume, Trevor Lawrence also has incredible size and strength at the quarterback position at 6'6" and around 215 pounds, so it was no question why he was going to be the obvious unanimous #1 quarterback prospect in this year's draft. Now, Trevor Lawrence is by no means a flawless quarterback prospect, but there's no such thing as a perfect prospect when you're talking about quarterbacks. Everybody's going to have their weaknesses, but Trevor Lawrence is definitely the best quarterback prospect we have seen in many, many years. Some are saying since Andrew Luck, and I would agree with this statement for sure. Trevor Lawrence's combination of accuracy and arm strength make him the best pocket passer in this draft, in my opinion. From the pocket, I think that Trevor Lawrence can make almost any throw because of the accuracy and arm strength that I mentioned before. Now, the questions with Trevor Lawrence's game come with his running ability, with his quickness and agility. Obviously, he is not the fastest guy. He's not the quickest guy. He's not a huge playmaker who's going to scramble around and extend plays. Now, another issue that stems from Trevor Lawrence not being the quickest or fastest guy is his limited abilities when under pressure. He's not the best at throwing on the run, throwing on the move, and he's not the best at escaping pressure and getting away from sacks either. Now, obviously, not every quarterback needs to be a dual threat guy who is great at scrambling. Not every quarterback needs to be able to run the ball at an elite level. Obviously, the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, is not very mobile at all. So I don't see this being a huge issue for Trevor Lawrence in the future, especially because of the incredible arm ability that I mentioned before. Some people have also questioned Trevor Lawrence's decision making. At times while he was at Clemson, he would make some very questionable throws, and sometimes he would get away with it because of how good the Clemson receivers and skill players were, and sometimes he wouldn't, and he would throw a bad interception that left people scratching their heads. Sometimes he wouldn't read the defense, he would just kind of chuck it up, and because of his arm strength and because of the lower level of competition at the college level, obviously, he would get away with it at times, but those are types of throws that he will not get away with in the NFL, and they will create huge problems if it becomes a bad habit for him. But in my opinion, that decision making is all just immaturity. He was still in college. He is going to be a rookie in the NFL. No rookie is going to be a flawless guy. No rookie is going to throw no interceptions. Trevor Lawrence has plenty of time to fix that. Decision making and defense reading is not something that I think is going to be a huge issue for him. So while he didn't always read the defense, it's not like he wasn't capable of it, and I think, like I said before, that's just a maturity and growth type of issue. If Trevor Lawrence stays healthy, and there's no indication that he won't, he hasn't been an injury risk up to this point in his career, and obviously with his build at 6'6", around 215 pounds, he's not going to get pushed around and beat up like a lot of other smaller guys, so there's no reason to believe that he won't stay healthy. I think that he has all the tools, all the abilities to be a great quarterback in the NFL. The only reason I question whether he will become the best is because of the issues that people have with his passion for the game and his drive to win a Super Bowl and be the best. Trevor Lawrence's old coach has said that he could leave the game today and be completely fine. And for a lot of top NFL players, that isn't the case. As soon as they get injured or as soon as they retire, they want to get right back onto the field. They love football. Football is their life. And I'm not saying that it has to be this way for every type of guy, but his dad has also said that he is not a win a Super Bowl at all costs kind of guy. And like I said, it isn't the biggest issue if that's the case, but it's a little bit strange that multiple people who are close to Trevor Lawrence are coming out and saying this type of stuff that makes his passion for the game come into question. Trevor Lawrence himself has even come out and said that he doesn't really have a chip on his shoulder and he feels like he has nothing to prove. And that is a little concerning considering he is the #1 quarterback prospect coming into his rookie year. He's the #1 quarterback prospect in probably the past decade, if not even longer than that. So for him to feel like he has nothing to prove is a little bit concerning. And for multiple people who are close to him to come and say things that make us question his commitment to the game is also a little bit strange. I think that Trevor Lawrence has all the tools to be great, and I'm sure that he will be a good quarterback no matter what, but some of the things that have been said make me question if he has the ability to be the best, if he has the mentality to be the top guy. I'm not so sure that Trevor Lawrence will ever be the best quarterback in the NFL because of these things, and I think that some of the other quarterbacks, even in this draft class, have that mentality that they want to be the best. Now, like I said, I think that Trevor Lawrence has all the tools and abilities. I think there's very little chance that he will be a bust, but I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't the best, and I wouldn't be surprised if even some of the quarterbacks in his draft class surpass him one day. Anyways, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that Trevor Lawrence could be the best quarterback in the NFL one day. Let me know if you think he will be the best quarterback out of this draft class. And make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one.